Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 30 of the Final Circle podcast. Figured I would record an intro to this one because I wanted to give you all a heads up that this is a very PUBG focused episode of the podcast. All we pretty much did was talk about PUBG because of all the big updates that have been happening recently. It's been a very big summer for PUBG. They got a lot of stuff going on and a lot of stuff planned. Just to give you guys a preview of what we talked about, we have this huge update, probably one of the biggest updates I've ever seen for PUBG that just dropped on the public test server on PC. Gaul Remastered, so many in-game changes. And then we also have the previous update that was on PC, patch number 30, that is finally dropping on console. We're going to get the PTS next week, and then it's going to go live the following week. So this is like the new amphibious vehicle, explodable gas cans. If you're a fan of PUBG, you definitely know what I'm talking about. And if you're not a fan of PUBG and you want to stick around for this episode, you might, be intrigued to play it or purchase it, or maybe just want to know more about it, and that's fine too. It's a really fun game, and PUBG is really stepping up their own game in improving how the updates, the quality of the game, bringing new content in. They're going to a quarterly season system, just like some other games, kind of like how Fortnite does it, and a lot of the Battle Royale genre. And that's kind of where we started this podcast, around Battle Royale and video games. That's why it's called The Final Circle, if you guys are new to the podcast. And right now, the main game that we've been playing is PUBG, and I stream PUBG on a daily basis. I'm a full-time streamer, and the podcast is something that me and Cypher5 do for fun. So if you don't know who we are, then there you go. I'm Blitz5. Cypher5 is my buddy that I grew up with. And if you're coming back from a previous episode of the podcast, just want to say thank you guys for your continued support. Having a lot of fun recording these, and we'll keep them coming. And also, for everybody, whether you listened or not in the past, right now I've been running a promotion on my Teespring store for the month of July, kind of like a summer sale. It started off as a 4th of July sale, but I just kept it for the summer. So if you use the code word July at checkout, you will save 25% off any items in the store. So you can go to teespring.com/store/blitz5. I'll leave the link on YouTube and also in the iTunes directory. When you go to the episode of the podcast, it should pop up in the links there. So if you're interested in supporting the podcast or my stream or my YouTube channel, you can buy some merch. You can also become a member on YouTube, which is a monthly fee, kind of like Patreon. Or if you want to just help out for free, which is the easiest way, you can like this if you're listening on YouTube, subscribe to me on YouTube, which is obviously free, or you can leave us a review on iTunes, which also helps. That kind of is going above and beyond. But those are the best ways to support us, either from a free perspective, or if you want to donate or buy some merch, that always helps too, so we can continue to do all this stuff. So thank you guys for listening again. Let's get right into the podcast.
All right. So where do you want to start with this tonight?
It's a good question, man. I'm on Twitter right now. There's so much ridiculous stuff. So let's just start it up, man. It's been a while.
Update.
Yeah, it's been a while since we talked, dude. This is going to be officially episode number 30, which is cool.
Worth the wait.
Worth the wait. Sorry, guys. We missed last week. We've been pretty consistent. We've only missed, I think, like 3 weeks since we started the podcast.
Yeah,
and,
I think
3 individual weeks.
Yeah, I think
we've never missed 2 weeks in a row.
No, yeah, and we definitely were
it's been
really
pretty good.
consistent up until I think I went away. I think from Christmas time until I went away,
we hadn't missed.
Was the first time I think we missed it was when I went away, because I was like traveling that week. It was just
Yeah. But people don't want to hear excuses, so we'll just keep going. But we missed last week, so we're back. And I just noticed that on the phone, like on the podcast app, it looks like something updated. I don't know if this is through our host website or through iTunes, but it was saying like episode number 30. It says 30 dot and then number 29, because technically it's the 30th podcast because we did one member one. Yeah, so I have to go in and fix this because it's showing up as the 30th episode, but it's only the 29th. So this one will show up as 31. Then number sign 30.
I remember. Yeah, I see that too.
Yeah, I just noticed that. I didn't know that before.
So confusing. I knew.
Yeah. All right. So
I just didn't.
Okay.
I just thought you knew.
No, because to be honest with you, I don't listen to the podcast on my phone. I listen to it on. We record the podcast.
Yes,
I edit it, and then and then I listen to it on YouTube while like I'm doing like a chore or like cleaning, and to make sure like the audio all sounds okay, to make sure like
Yeah.
and then And then, so yeah, I rarely listen to it on my phone. So I'll work on fixing that. But here we go. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. And sometimes there's always not. I mean, there's always video game news, like we say. Sometimes there's not a lot of PUBG stuff. But man, we could probably talk for like hours about how much PUBG news has just dropped in like the past week and how much stuff is going on. And there's a bunch of other stuff we could talk about. Maybe we could talk about Area 51 memes.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. We could talk about, there's a million different topics to start on.
I know, it's kind of wild. I wonder.
It's pretty crazy.
I guess just like starting with like PUBG and stuff. I wonder why they're like just dropping so much, like really picking up momentum, or what do you think the deal is with that?
Well, from what I've seen on Twitter, like it seems like over the past 3 months or so, I've seen I follow so many people from PUBG now that they're always like congratulating, like, oh, we hired this new person, or like, welcome this new member to the team. I feel like they've hired a lot of people, and I feel like they've realized that they want to be more like a Fortnite, or like a game where they're updating the game on a quarterly basis, and they're showing that because they want to do the season passes every quarter now. Yeah. So for them to like get to that point, I think I think why people were complaining, they were really getting ready for this moment. Like they probably had in 2018, I think their plan was to drop more maps, get it to console. And this year, I think like this was the ultimate plan to get to the schedule, but it's a lot of work behind the scenes, right? So I think we're just seeing like probably a pretty strong like corporate action come into play now. And now it's like it's a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, they're hiring and they had an influx of people, and I'm sure that they were kind of holding back in the winter a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Trying to catch up.
Yeah, I think they're probably doing a bunch of things behind the scenes. So now, I mean, we have console that's pretty close, PC, and this has got to be a lot. I mean, there's things I know a lot of people this week have been messaging me saying that they're having issues with PUBG, and they think that they took a step back with like a recent hotfix. But all in all, I mean, other than some of the issues post the last hotfix with like lost connection to host and some lag issues and stuff like that, the actual like state of the game and how it's updating, like it's in like one of the best places it's ever been. And the fact that like we already know, we just had an update at the end of June, we already know that the update is coming in July, and we know that there's another update coming. We're going to get into all this stuff because there's a lot to like break down in this. It's pretty crazy. That's actually a lot of work, between console and PC they're doing, and the remaster of Gaul. It's pretty wild.
That's what I kind of was thinking. Like they have the remastering going on for PC and catching up Xbox. It just seems like there's a lot of things going on that I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen this much momentum from them probably ever.
Ever. No, for sure. And then this also makes you think like what else is in the pipeline? Like are they going to be remastering Miramar? Are they going to, like who knows what other stuff they're like, I'm sure they're already working on Season Pass 5 or Season Pass 6 because they need to have these ready now on a quarterly basis. So they're probably trying to pump out like crazy amounts of content and scheduling.
Yeah, I'm sure that it's pretty much just like there's a team that creates the thing, and then another team supports it as it comes out, because in reality, once the season's out, there just needs to be support for that season, and then once the season's over, it's pretty much
it's a thing in the past. Yeah,
so 3 months to build a season, and then 3 months of supporting it, for another team. I would think that's how they do it, but who knows?
No, that's probably exactly what they do if you had to guess. So where do we begin? I mean, let's start with, I guess we'll break it down like this. So let's start with console. So on the console update was scheduled for July 30th. And this is going to come, the console PUBG July update, with the Desert Eagle, the BRDM, which is the amphibious vehicle, the tank, the explodable gas cans, and radio messages, and a couple other small things. And this is also going to come with ledge grabbing, but there was some confusion here because when they posted this on July 12th on the official PUBG website, they didn't put in ledge grabbing. So a lot of people, including myself, were saying that, like ledge grabbing it's not going to make it into the update. Yeah. And then they honestly didn't respond about it for a while, but then a community manager from Europe tweeted out that it's actually going to be in the update. And then when they tweeted that out, they also said that this is going to be coming to the test server a week beforehand, so on the 23rd, which is pretty crazy because now we're 5 days away. As we record this, it's July 18th. So on Tuesday the 23rd, 5 days from now, we're going to be able to test out the tank and the deagle and all this stuff on console, which is, to me, is pretty awesome. Yeah. Like that's really soon. I mean, after the last update.
I'm
Really
kind of
3
surprised
weeks.
that they're even. Yeah, I feel like those aren't huge updates. I'm surprised that they're doing a test server for it because they've done like more changes and done no test server. You know what I mean?
True, like the last update, they didn't do a test server
Yeah,
for,
it's
but
definitely bigger. But I mean,
maybe because of the BRDM and seeing how that works in explodable gas cans. Like, who knows what kind of glitches could be implemented trying to put in like the explodable gas can. I don't know.
Yeah,
you're kind of right though. You're kind of right, because what really is going to be that glitchy? But in the past, dude, PUBG on console hasn't really done that much after the PTS. They've like never really. It's not like they've ever like halted an update, or maybe they have, but not to my knowledge. It usually ends up just going live exactly how it hit the PTS.
No, I know. Yeah, it's like almost like it's worse when it gets to the production level.
Yeah. If anything, I'd almost rather just have it go live for early 1 week and then just be like, okay, we're going to use the next week to like fix it, and then have like the stable, like the version of the game just be unstable. So then I could at least get some points towards like leveling up and weapon mastery and stuff. The test server is fun, but it's kind of like custom games. I always get bummed when you're not like leveling up your guns or whatever you're working on.
No, I agree 100%. I mean, how... Yeah, I don't know.
But it's only a week, so it's fine. I'm actually going away this weekend, so I was like, damn. I was almost bummed that this was coming out early. I'm like, man, I'm gonna be away, but I changed my kind of schedule, so I'm just gonna come back I'll have time for this update and then for your barbecue.
Woo.
But I gotta work revolves around PUBG, so I gotta be ready for the updates. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, it's a full-time job.
Yeah, but no, for sure. But you got to be around for like the big updates. But this has already been out on PC for a while, so people I think are like, it's not like it's breaking news that this stuff is coming to the game. But for console players, we're all really excited about it.
Yeah, I mean it's an exciting time. Honestly, I'm glad they've picked up momentum. You know what I mean? It's just like I feel like we spend so much time like hating on them, and now we're like, well, they're actually delivering.
Totally. I agree. To me, I'm like, this is like, you can't really ask for any faster. I mean, people, if you were asking for like weekly updates, that's just like impossible. That's just too much content.
Especially with like a console, just because of what, just the way that these things work on console. They have to be approved by Microsoft, all these updates. I'm pretty sure they can't just like push updates like they can with PC.
Yeah, totally. To me, monthly updates is solid. Like, I don't need any more updates. I mean, like, yeah, you want maybe like a hot fix or something in between. But too many updates is bad. You want to be able to sit on the content and like enjoy it. And,
but you don't want it to be just dropping stuff. Like I feel like that's how Fortnite is, and it's just like too much.
Totally, and there definitely is some diminishing returns. And then like because you're dropping so much content, I feel like people are like looking. They like are, maybe being not demanded, but like pushed by their team or company to like create more stuff, and that's when like ridiculous stuff gets added to a game because they're trying to be like creative. And actually I want to talk about that in a second, but that would move us to the next update, because there are adding some weird stuff in the next update on PC. But I want to talk quickly just before we get off of this about this update, which I thought was pretty funny. So a lot of people have been sending me clips about PC players using the new BRDM to the amphibious vehicle. So I don't know if you knew this, but you get that via the flare. It's replacing the armored UAS. But something that's interesting is when you're in that vehicle, I think it holds more than the regular amount of people. It holds maybe 6 or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. Don't quote me on that. But I know that what happens is if you're in the vehicle, like you can't shoot me. If we're not on the same team, you can't shoot once you're in the vehicle. So what a lot of people are doing is they're like getting in solo, and then they're taking, because it's so strong, they're taking the BRDM to like the final circle, and then say there's 4 people left, everyone's getting in the BRDM, and they'll just sit waiting in. Yeah, and then there's some great clips of like the driver who will like he'll drive into the blue zone and then get out, and then the BRDM rolls into the blue zone, and then he's like shooting at them. I saw somebody do that. I've seen people like pin the BRDM like up against a door so that people can't get out of the shed. There's been so many like things, but so now they're saying that they don't want people like doing that kind of stuff with everybody getting in the same vehicle at the end. So they're making it where only someone on your team can get in the vehicle, and I think they're making it where if you're solo, nobody else can get in. So we're not going to have that though on console. It's going to be the default BRDM, so we can mess around with that, for the next month until they fix it on console. But I just wanted to say that out there because I thought that's hilarious. I've seen people doing that.
How many times of the health is that thing compared to the US? Isn't it like twice, like double the US?
right now it's twice the UAS, but in the most recent patch, they adjusted. The recent patch is wild, and they adjusted the health of the UAS. But it's currently it will be double the health of a normal UAS, the BRDM.
That is a little wild.
Yeah, I tweeted out someone posted a thing, and I kind of tweeted it out. Yeah. Let me see if I can go to my Twitter. It was showing how much health where can I see it? Like how many bullets it takes to take out the BRDM, different weapons. So for example, like it says you would need 173 shots with the VSS. Yeah. It takes 4 grenades. It takes 2 red zone blasts, so it will survive 1 direct red zone blast. 136 rounds with the AKM. Just, I'm not going to read all of them, but that's like how much damage it will take. When I think you could probably blow up a UAS with like, I'm just going to roughly guess like 60 to 80 rounds of AKM shots, maybe like 2 clips you could take out of AKM, or maybe, so that would be about double. So that makes sense. So yeah, that'll be interesting, man. I mean, this is going to be a lot of fun to use on console. There's going to be a lot of laughs with this thing driving into the circle, and you can drive on water, obviously.
It's going to be so new and different,
Yeah, I just think stuff like that is hilarious. Plus the explodable gas cans, and obviously me and you both have it on PC. But when I streamed PC the other day. I'm such a rookie, such a noob on the keyboard that I can't I can't do a lot of fun stuff because I'm just not as nimble with the keyboard as I am with the controller. So it's hard for me to do like funny troll things. But I did try to kill somebody with a gas can on PC, but it didn't work.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's kind of hard to do the gas can thing because it's like it has to take a certain amount of shots. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can prime it, but you need to get somebody to go exactly where you want them to. Like they need to go exactly through the door you have it at or whatnot. But we'll have to play more PC soon, man. I mean, I know we've been trying to like group up together pretty soon, but when I get back, we'll have to play some PC. Especially when this update goes live, we could check it out on PC. Because I was messing around with some of my hotkeys, and I'll send you a video. Wacky Jackie and WTF Moses both have videos about like their settings for PUBG, and I think it would probably help if you like before we played next time, if you spent like 20 minutes and just like mess around with some of your settings on PC to get them more like how other players play, I guess.
Well, I guess I binded the leaning to my mouse.
You did? Okay, that's nice.
Is that what you did? Or no?
I didn't do that yet. I did not do that yet. No, just because it's I don't want to get into like all the details, but Wacky Jackie had some like interesting things about how basically, and I was saying this, you know what? I guess we could talk about this too, because we're talking all PUBG stuff. That if you guys are, I'm guessing most of the people listening to this are console players, because that's where most people follow my channel and stuff like that, and maybe have heard of the podcast. So like when you move over to PUBG on the PC, there's actually way more buttons. So like not only is there's a button for every action, plus you can hotkey whatever you want. So you can have like 3 different you can have like 10 different buttons to heal. You can have like quick heal. You can have a button just for the bandage. You can have a button to pull up all the heals you have. Like there's so many buttons just for like one thing. And another example of this is there's actually spacebar is to jump on the PC, and it's also to vault. So on console, if you hit A, you jump, and if you're near a window or something, you'll jump out the window. So on PC, they allow you to make that 2 different buttons. So if you want to make spacebar jump, but you want to make V vault, then a lot of pro players like that because then they'll never accidentally vault out of a window. You know what I mean? Because you might want to jump near a window, but you don't want to jump out.
Wall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you might want to jump shoot over a wall, but you don't want to vault over the wall. So a lot of pro players will do that, Wacky Jackie was saying. But then if you do that, then you got to move your V key to something else. So basically there's a bunch of like things that he recommends, like you should split this action into 2 buttons. And then because of that, it kind of made me move around the rest of my keyboard. Like he was saying that it on PC, there's a notable difference to having it where almost like type A controls, where when you like hold, it does over the shoulder. When you tap, it like aims down, ADSs down sight. And he was saying that it actually adds an extra delay to your aim down sight. So you should make 1 button for aim down sight only and another button for over the shoulder shooting. So I made another button on my mouse over the shoulder, and then my right click is aim down sight, and then your left click is shoot. So there's a lot of weird things like that. Even for the motorcycle, there's a couple different buttons extra on the motorcycle that you can use and for other vehicles.
So, what did you do for your leans? You just have the same leans?
Yeah, I kept the Q and E, but man, is it hard to move in Q and E as a noob, like a PC player.
Yeah, so I have like the up and down keys on my mouse, like are on the side. My mouse has like an aim button on it. It's weird, but it's in like a bad spot because like I can use the so I use the like up and down. So like up is left lean and down is right lean.
Yeah, it's nice.
And then I could use this aim button here to soft aim or something, but then I can't use the leans, so it's kind of like pointless.
Oh, weird. Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like I couldn't use my thumb,
to do both. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah, because your thumb can only be doing one thing at a time on your mouse.
Yeah. I mean, I guess how often do I lean and shoot? Soft aim?
Yeah, I guess
I don't know.
On PC it's like so many people lean, but yeah, it's hard, man. It's because if you guys are sitting on a computer, I mean, imagine moving WASD, and then using Q and E, like you only have 4 fingers to use WAS and D, and you see people like quickly leaning left and right, and that's 6 keys, Q W E A S D. So you have 4 fingers and 6 keys. So I don't know how people are like moving left and right and leaning left and right so fast, and they're moving up and down. Like I don't know how people are doing that so quickly. Yeah. I think maybe they're just so used to it at this point that like they're maybe they're double hitting, like they're hitting left and lean at the same time, so they're moving left and leaving left at the same time, and then maybe they're hitting E and D. I think they're hitting 2 keys at the same time. That's the only explanation I could come up with how they're moving and leaning so much at the same time. Does that make sense? Because on a console, you just click down on the thumbstick, so you can move pretty easily and just click down at the same time, at least in my opinion.
Yeah. That's well that's what I like. That's the one nice thing about the console controls is like it's kind of centralized, but it was but like that's the only thing I miss. But in reality, having more buttons is just better.
Yeah, it goes from like say like on console they have to make so many buttons do multiple things, but it is way more centralized because everything is like very close to one another. When like on PUBG PC, you're hitting like everything is on the left side of the keyboard, and then you're hitting M for map, which is all the way to the right, which you could change, but like there's a couple odd things all the way to the right side of the keyboard where like there's almost so many things that so many keys are being utilized, plus the memory of that. So like you have to remember like, okay, a Z is lay down, C is crouch, V is this, T is that, Y is this, B is change your firing mode. When on the console there's only 2, 4, 8, there's like 12 buttons.
There's just not. Yeah, you're kind of there. Yeah, I feel like if they keep adding stuff, we're gonna run out of buttons. Like the console's gonna be screwed. But I don't think there's any plans to add anymore, right?
Yeah, but for example, like in the new update, I wonder like there's a radio feature in the car now. Like maybe they'll just use the D-pad to like turn the radio on when you're in the car. I don't know, like something like that. We'll talk about that. But one more thing before we go on to that, I just wanted to say that some Wacky Jackie in his video was saying that some pro players will also do V and B as their leaning. So they move WASD with their fingers, and then they can hit V and B with their thumb to lean. I was thinking about switching to that if you like put your hand on the keyboard.
Yeah,
it's actually pretty nice that way because then you could just do like you got to get your thumb above the space bar though, and then like.
Not
because you're not going to jump while you're leaning. You're not going to jump while you're leaning, really. So like, there's no, it's like an okay sacrifice. Yeah, but you may by accident though. Yeah, true.
I mean, when you're used to the keyboard, it doesn't really matter. But like, you won't make that mistake. But yeah. Dang, I don't know. Yeah, because I don't like having the lean. Like, I don't mind having the leans on my mouse, but I also don't know if I like it either.
You could do both. I mean, you could double hotkey. You could keep it Q and E and keep it on the side.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what a lot of sometimes.
Button.
Yeah, and then you could just like practice using both, and then like, see what works.
Right.
There's a lot of people who like double hotkey stuff too.
Because then it's like if you're leaning, like it's a little bit, I feel like when I'm soft aiming, I'm not really moving much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, for sure.
Like it's like I just want to lean a little bit and soft aim around a corner, but like so I don't really need to.
You're not like
much. I don't need to hit D or W or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. There's just a lot. It's a lot. But, again, if you're a PC player, you're like, oh, man, these guys are noobs. But it's like, some people who play only PC have the same issue with a controller. And it's like, I kind of liken it to, it's like never picking up a controller before. I mean, I know you use your keyboard to type, but gaming is just so much different.
Yeah, 100%. It's super different. It's like awkward sometimes. You feel very bunched up,
Yeah.
I was playing
for sure.
I was going and playing on my own, like a lot of just going to training mode and playing around
on PC.
Yeah, just trying to get used to it a little bit.
Yeah, I did that for a little bit, and that definitely helps a lot. The training mode
just
is
going in
is
and
huge.
Playing, shooting and just kind of getting used to like drawing their gun real quick and aiming,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I can like run around and loot and like shoot somebody. Like I got a couple kills, but like being able to quickly hide and like switch to a grenade and heal, like those kind of things, you need to have like quick dexterity. You need to know exactly what button you want to press. And I went through that when I first started playing PUBG on Xbox.
Yeah, I think
like even to this day sometimes. Yeah, even to this day, sometimes I fumble the buttons on controller, and I feel like I'm really proficient in that game. But like, you're just trying to do so many things at once. If you're like a high level player, that you can like you're like hitting the wrong button at the same time, or like
it screws 100%. Because it's just PUBG has a huge learning curve, for sure. So
yeah, and compared to a regular like Call of Duty, excuse me, like multiplayer game, like the battle royales have so many more buttons because of the looting and because of all the scopes and cars. Like in Call of Duty World War II or Black Ops, like you didn't need that many buttons. It's just shoot, use like a throwable, and that was it. Like frag grenade, smoke grenade, shooting and jumping and maybe a slide. And like in PUBG, I feel like you're using every button so much. Like you're looking around your character, you're holding your breath, you're aiming, picking up loot, switching weapons. Like there's so many things, It's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, switching the grenades and all that stuff. Yeah, it's not
multiple grenades, health packs, energy drinks.
Yeah, it's not easy. There's a lot going on with PUBG. I still barely use the D-pad to switch through like health items,
Oh, I don't use that at all. I know, just thinking about that. I never did that.
Dude, once in a while I do.
The quick heal? Oh, I've never like even used that. I forgot that's even a thing.
Faster to me at that point.
Yeah, it's kind of smart actually, but I never think to use it. I should probably consider it a little bit more. Yeah, dang.
Oopsies. Poopsie.
Yeah, so that's that for the console thing. So we should talk quickly about this new update, because this update, I haven't honestly even looked at all the patch notes. I watched Wacky Jackie's video. I recommend you guys. He made such a good video about the new PC update. And what helps, he's a PUBG partner, so he might have got some information like beforehand, because he had so much good footage. He had like before and after I guess the live server was showing the old stuff, but he had like a very nicely produced video like right after the patch notes went out.
Yeah.
And man, this patch is absolutely huge. So, I mean, they're on the test server. They're testing out the new season 4 called I think it's called Aftermath. I made a video about all the new skins available in there. Really cool skins. This is looking like one of the best passes to date. There's a lot of cool items. If you're into cosmetics, obviously I know it's not like a huge thing, but I enjoy doing the missions more than some of the cosmetics. Some of the cosmetics I do like, I'm not gonna lie. Some of them I do like, but some of them I don't really care.
Yeah, I'm not great with that stuff. Oh, so before I forget, did you see the PUBG, like the preview video that they made?
The cinematic trailer?
Yeah.
For this update? Yes. And do you want to, I don't know where we're going with this, but did you see like there's some people are saying that they hinted at maybe doing like Gaul winter, or like having like a season? Did you see that?
No. I didn't see that. I just watched the video.
Okay, so the cinematic trailer was showing, for anybody listening, you guys probably saw it already, was showing the story of Gaul.
Mm-hmm.
And
like the kid.
Like a kid survives on this island under like attack. He's like the only survivor left, a lone survivor. And then because he grew up on the island alone and fended for himself, the story goes that like he wanted to create an environment like for people to test themselves in Gaul, like the battleground kind of thing. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but that's kind of like the gist of the story. And at the end though, they're showing during the thing, he's like saying how he grew up in Gaul. They're showing Gaul change through the seasons, right? But they're kind of just showing it to it. At first you think they're just showing you this to show you like the length of time passing by, but then at the end he's in like a control room and there's an image of Gaul in like winter form. Like it looks like Vikendi, but it's like Erangol's map. So some people are saying, does this mean that like we're gonna have a rotating Erangol where like in the fall, like some games like Blackout, didn't they do this? Like when it was like fall, the trees were like fall colored.
Yeah,
you know, and then they hit in the summer.
Stuff, yeah.
Like that they might turn Erangol into that. People are saying, are they gonna do like a winter version of the map or something?
That'd be cool. A summer version of Vikendi.
Well, honestly, that would actually be kind of interesting to see that map in summertime. I wonder if they would do that. I mean, I wonder if they would do 2 separate Erangols, or if this even will happen, if people are just looking too far into it. But with this update, they did mention, because they are moving PCs, they're getting rid of map selection for PC.
Really, they are?
Yeah, they're going to get rid of it because, well, like I was saying, dude, I was trying to do, I know we're kind of bouncing around over the place here, but I was trying to get some footage on PC on Vikendi for, I made that, this video, jump spots on Vikendi. And I literally could not get a game on Vikendi. Not only there's no one making custom games or joining custom games for Vikendi. I tried to make a custom game on Vikendi. Nobody joined it. And there's none available on Vikendi. And then I went to play Vikendi in first person and third person. Could not get a match anywhere, dude. Nobody's playing that map. I guess people on PC really hate it. And then if you went over to like Erangol, you'd get a map in like a second. Really quickly. Yeah.
So I guess maybe they're just refocusing on Erangol a little bit too.
Yeah, but it's just crazy because I'm like, but this was on the live server though. So this was before the update. So it wasn't like it was new Erangol V2 or anything. It was just the previous Erangol. It's just people, I guess, people on PC, I guess, like, because, you know, people on PC are hardcore about like frame rates and stuff like that. You know, us on console, we're so used to like bad frame rates that we don't care. But people on PC are so particular that, like, I guess Vikendi doesn't run that well compared to the other maps. So everyone on PC just skips the map because of map selection.
I mean, that makes sense. But also, I don't know. I guess that's true. Maybe they just don't like the map also. But I mean, I'm trying to think. When I watch Taco, does he ever play Vikendi? And I feel like not really.
You don't see a lot of footage from those guys playing Vikendi, like highlights or something like that.
I mean, maybe they could like it, but they just can't get into games on it. You know, that's the problem.
Yeah, it's just interesting. So I guess that's kind of like the downside of map selection, where like it's the pro is that you get to play the map you want, but if the map you want is Vikendi, then you can't get it. So they're gonna move to the system that console has, where they're gonna have one highlighted map and then all of the other maps. And then they said they're also looking into changing this to maybe like a veto system or some kind of vote system where like the lobby like votes on the map or something like that. That'd be kind of.
I mean, they have plenty of player. I think the player base is big enough. I just think that since it's 100 people in a game, you know, like think about on, you know, Twitch, it's like if there's 12,000 people viewing the game, that's only, you know, like 120 different matches pretty much. Like there's not that many matches going on, but that's 12,000 people.
Is that the math, or is that it is. Yeah, you're right.
100 times 120 is 12,000.
Yeah.
So like, that's a lot of people playing at that moment. It's just that it's not you know, I'm sure there's more too.
No, for sure. You're definitely right. That's basically what the developers were tweeting at, because they were like getting a lot of like feedback, like positive and negative to that. And they're like, listen, you guys gotta understand that like we're doing this plus all the regions, plus all of the playlists, first person, third person, solos, duo, squads, like that quickly breaks things down into like a lot smaller chunks.
Yeah, you know? Like you gotta think like you have to fill up the lobby with 100 people. It's kind of different than like Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's not like 12.
People.
Yeah, it's 5 or 12. I mean, 10 or 12 people. Yeah, 5v5 or 6v6.
Yeah, it's completely different. I get it.
Yeah, so that's so true. Yeah, but in the patch notes when they were saying they were doing this, they were like, "Oh, for future maps to come, we want to use this system so we can highlight that map." So they basically, between this between maybe like this like snowy Erangol and there's been leaks about like maybe a Venice map or a map that it has like more water on it.
Recording, by the way.
Okay, we'll just leave it. We'll just start off with that. So Andrew thought that we might not have been recording the podcast, but we are. So no worries, everybody.
Yeah, we've only done that once.
We've only done that one time.
Done a whole podcast.
When that was funny because we both forgot to hit record.
Yeah.
On that one, that was kind of silly. But yeah, I am recording both of our audios. So, but if there's an issue with this one, then we're kind of screwed. But it should be okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. So what I was saying is that because of the hint of there's been leaks about like a watery map. There's, some theories now about this wintry Erangel. Like, and this post basically said that there 100% is like future maps coming into the game. So if anybody was wondering, it seems like for sure there are new maps coming into the game because, a lot of times like people get really stuck on like some of these leaks. Like PUBG could have made a whole entire new map and then said like, and scrapped it. I mean, who knows? They probably made like 3 maps that they've scrapped, like there's so many things that,
concepts.
Yeah, like for example, League of Legends, they make characters in the game, and there's been so many characters that they almost like put into the game, and then they pull them like last second. So like like not everything makes it into the game. So that's why I'm always weary of really really early leaks about that kind of stuff because there's so much concept stuff that like comes out, that you don't know is gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean it could just be someone, one of the guys there just like drawing out maps or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or like they literally they draw out like 10 maps and they're like, okay, we're gonna try to narrow this down
just
to
drawing
one
them out all day,
Yeah, for sure.
And it gets leaked online.
Yeah, exactly. So and even some of that stuff they pull out of the game files, but they've said that they put in like old stuff into the game files because it's like off their server. So like they've even said in the past like they could have old stuff in their files that are actually in like the live version of the game that will never be in the game. So they've like come out and mentioned that stuff. And I've watched like a ton of videos about PUBG talking about all that stuff, but I think that'll be exciting. Who knows if we'll see another map in 2019, maybe towards the end of the year or something, but maybe that will be like another surprise. But I like what they're doing now with the remastered Erangel. And I think they should remaster Miramar and then leave it. Sanhok is like perfect. Vikendi is awesome. Like it was made with like the newer style,
Yeah. I just don't know what they would do with Sanhok, honestly. You know what I mean?
In a good way or bad way?
I mean, I just don't know what kind of updates they would make to it. It's like a small island, like it's a summer place. It can't make a winter. It has weather, Yeah,
I don't think it really needs an update. I think it's kind of fun the way it is,
No, I think it's fine too. I don't really think there needs to be anything.
Yeah, I really dig playing Sanhok, but I'm liking all the maps, and the loot buff on Erangel is pretty solid for the most part. I like that it's not like insane loot, but like you can get like guns and snipers and everything you pretty much need now, which is good. And
it's definitely been better for sure.
Yeah, and this new Erangel remaster thing is wild, man. I don't know if you saw any of the stream when I was playing,
no.
But so they previewed Erangel V2 remaster, whatever you want to call it. I forget, like a month ago, and then now it's on the test server. It's about to go live on the 23rd for PC, and they brought it back with so many new things. Like they added some more compounds. They added like there's all this stuff on the beach now. There's like bunkers like by Ferry Pier. That. Yeah, there's like the bunkers. There's the hedgehogs. There's all this stuff like blown up tanks, and I think some of that stuff is genius because while the beach is a fun area because like you're vulnerable, so you're like taking a risk when you kind of land on shore with a boat, like you're taking that risk, which I kind of like, but it's also making so in the with no cover it's risky but kind of fun. But now I like it's still risky, but now you at least have some cover where like you could play on the beach a little bit more, like be a little bit more strategic, which I like. I think that's pretty cool. And then even in some areas of the map that were pretty plain, like those just giant fields, they've added they've added like craters and like bomb explosions like in some of those desolate areas to give you like more cover, which I think is kind of cool.
I think they it was good to do, and I guess it has to also add to like the little bit of the story, you know what I mean, that they've kind of created with that video. They definitely turned it more from like just being like a random island to now like it has a strong like military presence, which definitely changes the vibe because there's like blown up tanks everywhere. So it definitely changes the vibe, at least for me, like when you're playing. And now like they've made it like very communist like because there's that symbol now they have. It's like an eye. It's like a red flag. See, that's what I thought. It was like kind of like just like like some kind of like that. When we first started playing, it just seemed like Soviet bloc type of like abandonment, Chernobyl style kind of thing.
It always seems like Chernobyl. Yeah, it always seemed like that. But now they've made it like super like a communist style thing. And that's pretty much what it is. There is like some kind of it seems like there is like the communist area, then like a rebel area, because there's like rebel like outposts and stuff like that with like flags all over the place. But yeah, I think a lot of the things they added in are really cool, and I'm super excited. Even like the map and the grass and everything looks better. Like the buildings look better. So I'm pretty excited for that to come to console. There is no word about that, but PUBG said that by the end of the summer, we would see Aaron Gaul V2 on console, and I really have a feeling that we'll see it like at least to test by the end of August, like in the next month or so.
Yeah, I'm really curious how it will run on Aaron Gaul, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you have an OG Xbox.
Yeah, at this point, you can't have an OG Xbox, I feel like, anymore.
It's going to be tough.
Unfortunately. It just seems like times change. Like, I mean, if you think about it, man, like Xbox One is 6 years old already, you know, and what was it? Xbox 360 came out in 2006, and then Xbox One came out in 2013. So it's really pretty much hitting the end of its life, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why they're coming out the new consoles in a year. So it is at its end of its life. It's been out a long time. It doesn't seem like it, but it's been out a while.
Yeah, and that's why I said on stream, somebody mentioned in the stream that like it's so much it's cheaper to build a PC than it is to get like an Xbox, where you get more bang for your buck. And I was saying like it's the opposite. Like it's actually cheaper to buy the parts in your Xbox. I mean, it's cheaper to buy an Xbox. Like the parts in your Xbox are worth more than the Xbox itself.
Yeah.
You know, because Microsoft gets like crazy deals with
they own AMD pretty much.
Yeah, they get crazy deals with AMD, and then also like they famously, I don't know if they did this with the X, but they like famously have sold most of the recent Xboxes at a loss because they make so much money back through Xbox Live and through games and other services. Like if you think about it, like they don't need to be charging for Xbox Live anymore. You know what I mean? They really don't.
Make so much to like the content store and everything now.
Yes, but so them charging an extra $60 per person is like that's where they make their money really per year. So, yeah, you really can't get like if you were to buy if you were to take all the parts and buy them individually for a computer, probably for the next Xbox, you probably couldn't get it for that price. I mean, I might be wrong, but I really don't think so. But
no, I don't think so either. I mean, I think just think about the GPU it's using. That GPU is like $300.
Yeah, so right there, I mean, exactly. That's just one part, and that's not even including everything else, plus the controller and everything else that's coming with it. So. The reason why I brought that up is if you had a PC for 6 or 7 years, you might be thinking about upgrading a new one, not even upgrading your PC. At 7 years, you might, want to build a whole new one because you need a new motherboard. So really like to going to what you said, it's been a long time since the Xbox One came out. So it kind of, and technology is bumping up pretty fast right now. I think we're seeing like a new kind of jump up in technology with like everyone moving to 144 like hertz TVs and 4K, and like that's going to leave a lot of stuff in the past, like the Xbox One,
Yeah, everything's kind of like moving, evolving, and like we know that TVs have gotten a lot better, and for a while like TVs were not that great. It hadn't had a big change in a while, so it's kind of like just the natural order of things, I feel like, at this point.
Yeah, but it took a while for like 4K and stuff to catch on. But now, like a lot of people, we did a poll, like, are you playing on a 4K monitor? And there was like a decent amount of people that were percentage-wise. I forget the number, but
I don't, but I should.
I don't either. But I was just surprised, like how many people have that available now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just don't I don't see a huge difference, but I don't play on one, so maybe if I did go get one, I'd be like, oh, you know what, there's a big difference here.
Yeah, I've never gamed on a 4K monitor, I don't think. Maybe at a friend's house, like one for like a second, but I don't remember.
I mean, the thing is that I don't like having a bigger TV when I play. So like I honestly constantly debate if I want to just buy a 4K computer monitor and use that, know?
Yeah, same.
But I then have to move my Xbox to like over where my computer is, so I can use it for a computer and the Xbox.
Yeah,
and it's like I don't have it like on my TV, which is the only thing that stops me from doing that.
Yeah, 4K just creates so many problems, especially for me. Like if you create content, because
it's just more intense.
It's way more intense. It's way more processing power. It's way more file space. Like if you're shooting content in 4K, like dude, it's 4 times 1080p, so your file size is going to be, I don't think it's exact, but it's going to be 4 times bigger or whatever, 3 times bigger, 2 times bigger.
How many terabytes did you have on your computer?
Dude, I only started with 1. I cheaped out. I only went with 1 terabyte SSD.
I got 3, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it was silly, but I literally cheaped out hardcore because I figured out that like that's the easiest thing to install. I set up to like where I have a cable ready to just put another one in.
Yeah, you don't even need to even install one. Just get an external one and call it a day.
Well, I already have a huge external that I use. So I have a 2 terabyte external for my old PC. So I still have that. So it's plugged into my new computer right now. So I was like, I felt like I kind of maxed out my budget when I built my PC, you know, and any more and I would have pushed like 2K. And I was like, I'm not going to do.
Yeah, you got an expensive,
I don't want to pass that mark.
Equipment there.
Yeah, I didn't want to like push that.
That Core i9 though.
Yeah, and I didn't even like I need a new keyboard and mouse, but I'm like I'm gonna hold off. Like I'm not spending any money for a while until I absolutely need to because this keyboard's old and so for like a lot of the buttons were sticking when I was trying to play PUBG. PC is hilarious, and the mouse is super old.
You're using an old keyboard still,
Yeah, this keyboard is super, super old, and it's the default keyboard that came with my Lenovo computer, so it's not like it's not an amazing keyboard.
No,
I mean it's worked over the years, but
it's not a Razer Chroma or Nata.
No. I saw some cool HyperX keyboards too, but again, like I just don't feel like spending like and it's so hard to not want to buy the really cool light up keyboards.
No, I know. I mean, I bought mine, but I didn't get the most expensive one. I was just like,
I know, but it's so, dude. Like I was looking at all these cool, like there's my computer's white, so there's this really cool white like light up keyboard.
Yeah.
I forget what it was, but it was so dope. But it's like $200, $300. I'm like, I'm not getting that.
It's
but
it's
so sick.
It's not worth it unless you're playing like professional games. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, but look up if you can. Google.
Prime Day had a lot of. I didn't even want to look at Prime Day because you know you're gonna buy something. I just didn't feel like buying anything. Oh my god.
Google white RGB keyboard. They look pretty dope.
White RGB keyboard.
Yeah, I think I can hear your clicky ass keyboard.
Dude, honestly,
I think they look pretty cool.
Having this keyboard has made my it's so much easier than having any other keyboard. Oh, I'm dumb. I've seen many of these keyboards because some guys at work had white ones. They look cool.
Yeah, I think they look kind of cool. Yeah. With the different colors and stuff. I think it looks
insane. They're cool looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this Razer Black Widow X Chroma Mercury Edition. Let's see what the price is on Amazon. 115. That's not that bad.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know about you guys
listening. Gray with white. It's gray with white buttons
with some white accents.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks nice.
I stayed away from
same as mine.
Prime.
Pretty similar. Just doesn't have the.
Oh, I see it. It's gray with the white. Yeah, gray with the white buttons. Yeah, I got to get the wrist rest. I got used to having that, and it's I like that a lot.
Yeah, mine it is nice. And dude, the thing is with the clicky keyboard, dumb as it sounds, like the bigger keys, like the raised keys, like these, it's just so much easier for me to play and type on. Like I could type so much easier because like I have the keyboard at work is very flat. It's like more modern kind of thing, and it's just like not as easy to type on because it's so flat. I can't feel the keys as easily. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure, man.
Like these keys hug my fingers, like bolstered seats in a Lamborghini.
All right, Dr. Disrespect.
I
know. Joe Rogan was talking about that on his podcast, like how he hates all the new Apple like products because all their keyboards, like they tried to make them like super flat.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like impossible to type on, and it just feels like I mean, it's not that it's impossible to type on, but it's not you're definitely not as proficient when you use like a big keyboard, and it just feels so much better. Like I type really fast on my keyboard right here. Like I love this keyboard. It's like I said, it's a default keyboard, but it's old school. Like the buttons are big. So
no, I like that. I mean, I get why they're making them more flat. It's like really it's like it saves a lot of space, believe it or not. The keyboard does take up a lot of space. So when you have a laptop, it's kind of important to save space. And if you're really like, for a small laptop, I'm not typing a lot. So, but if I had a big laptop, I was doing a lot of work on it, would annoy me. But even my gaming computer, laptop, the buttons are very flat. Like they're set in a little bit, and they're flat. It's a Steel Series keyboard too, and it's way harder to play PUBG on the PC than it is on my other keyboard.
Dude, especially when you're playing, if you're playing on a laptop, because then you're looking at the screen, you're trying to like WASD and then hit buttons and like re-get your finger placement back, you know?
Yeah, it's too smooth that you can't feel where you're at. You know what I mean? You don't feel like you're in between keys as easily, or what, you know?
Totally. Yeah.
So definitely annoying.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. There were some moments when like I thought my hand was back on the right keys when I was playing PUBG and it wasn't. I was like doing dumb things. So
you're like picking something up, putting it down, picking something up, putting it down, picking something up.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a white keyboard that I randomly clicked on and it's $50.
I'm just staying away from it for right now, man. My keyboard still works, so I mean some of the buttons stick, but it's working okay.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll just put some rubbing alcohol on it, it'll be fine. It'll be good to go.
I get it. It's not like I bought this mouse because my other one, the one that's really nice one I had that was wireless, just like wasn't like working. So I was like, I need a mouse. I had a really crappy one that it wasn't scrolling. I was like, oh, let's go buy one. $50.
Yeah.
Need a mouse. If I didn't need it, I wouldn't have bought it, but I needed it.
Yeah, for sure. I think we were saying this before the podcast that my mouse doesn't work on mouse pads for some reason.
Yeah.
Because I bought a big mouse pad, which I think you said you just bought. You should tell everybody what you got. But I bought one of those big mouse pads that goes under your whole keyboard.
Yeah, that's
and then
exactly
you're like for your mouse as well. But mine's just a plain mouse thing. But then I'm saying mouse like 100 times, but then my mouse wouldn't work on the pad. So I just folded it up and I put it in a box. Like I rolled it because I didn't want to like mess it up because it was a pretty nice. I think it was like a Steel Series mouse pad, so I didn't want it to get like folded and creased. So I just rolled it and I have it in storage like under my bed or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's not bad. This is a Signo 10-watt wireless charger extended mouse pad, soft LED gaming thing.
All right, so let me Google this. Charging mouse pad.
Yeah, just say Signo charger extended.
How do you spell Signo? Like SI or?
Yeah, SIGNO.
And that's what I put in mouse pad. It didn't pop up.
Rubber 31 inch.
Oh, here we go.
It has like a design on it too, like in the right corner.
Yeah.
I mean, it's perfect for what I need. I could change the colors.
And so
how do I change these colors here?
You can definitely change them, dude.
What? Oh, there's a little button. I just noticed that. Wow.
It's like RGB. Wow, that's hilarious.
Wow. So
this isn't that bad for $30. Did you get it for $30? You got it for less. This is a pretty good price.
I got it for 19.
Prime Day. Wow. # Prime Day. So let me see. So what does it charge?
It charges phones, and I could have bought a bundled mouse with it too. I think. I don't know about Signo mouses, and it would charge the mouse, like wireless mouses.
I see. I don't want to use a wireless mouse, but yeah.
Yeah, I know.
The phone thing is dope.
No, this is interesting. I turned it on and it changes. I guess I hit the buttons the right amount of times, and now it's changing colors. So it's kind of cool.
That's a pretty smart idea.
Oh, wow. Blink changes colors. It's like so simple, and it's like making me very happy.
Wow, for that price too, for $20, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's like, Prime. That was the Prime Day deal. I don't know what it is.
$30.
No, it's $30 now, which isn't like that big of a deal yet.
No. But you got it for that's a good discount.
Yeah, it's probably gonna break in a week, but whatever.
That's cool. The first picture of like someone using it on Amazon is somebody that has a white keyboard with this thing on top of it. That's pretty sweet.
Are you upset?
No, I'm pretty okay. Okay.
Cool designs too. They have like another one here. It looks like a globe. These aren't different ones. They're not Signo though, but they're pretty cheap. They're $22. That's not bad.
No, it's not bad. I just can't wait till I have like a better setup. You know, like my setup is just kind of like doo-doo brown town here. I just don't have the space to like have like the perfect like clean setup. Cause I want to have like a giant like L kind of desk where I can have so much of my shit. Like, because I have so much stuff that I use, like the monitors and like having lighting and stuff. So I just want to have a little bit more space. So I yearn for the time where I can post a sick setup picture of everything I got here. People have asked me in the past, but it's really just not an amazing setup at this point.
Yeah. No, I mean, I
had a nice setup in my old apartment because I had a whole room for like streaming.
I mean, the thing is, dude, even my room, like I have like a decent sized desk. I just put so much crap on my desk that I don't need to, and I just can't stop. I gotta stop doing it.
Dude,
just cluttered my desk.
Hashtag the struggle, man. I've been trying to clear off my dude. I clear off my desk like every other week, and then shit just starts accumulating.
It does. I don't know where it comes from.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But there's just so many things that like when I'm streaming or like you're doing work, like you want to have access to sometimes, right? So like stupid, like I have a lint roller on my desk, like it's cluttering my desk, but like I like having this lint roller because I have cats. So like I'm like, oh shit, there's cat hair over my shirt. You guys probably can't see it on the stream, but I do the lint roller before I stream. Stupid shit, and then it just takes up like everything. You know what I mean? Was that you laughing at me?
Yeah, that was a little funny. I mean, I
was kidding around, but I mean, I'm like obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with lint rollers.
Typically, it's like just mail.
You like mail or like a bill or something, or I posted notes about like stuff I want to work on.
Yeah, I just need to figure it out. But wow, we're way off topic. I guess. I just need to be better at it. Now I have this big, nice pad that's going to accumulate stuff on top of it. So.
Yeah, but definitely, I mean, my goal is I'm trying to be better. I've gotten much better. There's really not that much stuff on my desk.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to, this is kind of just an organizational tip for life, is that like everything should have a home. And, when it doesn't, that's where like it just stays out on your desk.
Exactly. You know? Yeah.
And then if it doesn't have a home and you don't use it, then you should throw it out, It's hard though.
100%. Because, I mean, that's why everything is just all over the place for me. I just don't know where to put it. And I'm like, meh. I'll put it here, and then all of a sudden it's there for 6 months.
For like a year.
I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Like,
so true.
I'm
sure a lot of people can relate with that.
Like, Dayquil that I haven't taken in, months or years.
Yeah, totally. So
like
true,
the original Dayquil.
That's hilarious.
So, but yeah, like I guess I should just be more on top of that.
It's tough, man.
Put my phone on that. I just see if I just put my phone on the charger thing, it works out.
Yeah, that's nice. I've never used like wireless charging for a phone. I mean, I never had a phone that took it, but
I have a wireless charger on my desk that I use.
At home or at work?
At night. Here.
Oh, really?
No, I mean at home. Yeah, I put it on my phone at night, and then I usually leave it. So now I got 2 wireless chargers on my desk. Isn't that fancy?
That is pretty nice, but I mean, I just plug it in. But that's convenient because then you could just lay it down on the pad, and then it's like fine. Does it ever like if it's like half on or something? Does it not charge right, or you ever have any issues with that?
Yeah, I put it on at night or something and moved it, or it's a small one. Mine's like really small. It's kind of annoying. They couldn't make it like a little bit bigger. But
bigger, I see. Yeah,
it's like literally a 2-inch circle. So, but it works fine. I mean, I wake up in the morning, it's not charged. I just plug it in my car ride to work.
You think they'll ever get to a point where this is like getting really off topic, but it's something interesting. You think they'll ever get to a point where like your desk is just like the whole top of your desk is that thing, that material that charges, and then like everything on your desk won't need to be plugged in, like your Xbox, your monitor, everything? Like imagine that?
I wouldn't doubt it.
I wouldn't doubt that's probably something in the future. Yeah. Like the whole bottom of the Xbox like takes the charge or whatever you're doing, and like power outlets become like non-existent because everything just like touches one another, it like powers it. That'd be like pretty wild. Really.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I don't see why not. Why not, bro?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think
it's pretty nuts.
I think that should be the way it is. Why do we need plugs? So archaic.
Yeah.
So archaic, bro.
Yeah. What's scary is if they ever like send electricity, because then like imagine if you had like wireless electricity. You know?
That'd be weird. I mean,
because then like that can't be
electricity.
It is kind of
my plastic phone case into the phone.
It kind of is, yeah. But like imagine like your phone is charging like while it's in your pocket in bed.
Oh yeah,
and then like it's like sending like electricity like through the air or something, or like power through the air.
Yeah, that sounds like super cancer.
Yeah, that's super cancer activated.
Yeah, it's like fucking Chernobyl level cancer.
Yeah, it's not good, man.
Yeah. But I guess what else do we have to talk about? There's just those updates, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's wrap it up with like we'll bring it back full circle here. Let's get back on some PUBG stuff. I just want to highlight some of these crazy changes. So we went over talking about live computers, PCs, all that stuff.
Organizing your desk.
Organizing your desk, being more organized, and I've definitely made some big strides. But I like to say that Yeah, I'm very clean, but I'm not the most organized person on the planet.
Yeah.
I try to be better about that stuff. But I love clean. I just was cleaning my controller while we were talking. I clean my controller and all my stuff on my desk like all the time. But anyways, getting back to this stuff. So with this update, it's so big, you guys really need to like scroll through this yourself, or again check out the Wacky Jackie video. And again, we'll be getting this probably at the end of August, or maybe even a little later, depending on how long it takes them to bring this over. But they're not going to want to delay this because this is their new survival title season, system, and they're going to want to, be putting us and PC on a quarterly system, so that they can't delay us too long, or else we're going to be way too far behind PC.
Yeah.
And with this, they've changed the updating system. So like they're updating like title, the way they're titling it. So technically this is update number 31 on PC, but they've renamed this update 4.1. So what they're going to do here, at least I'm kind of assuming this, but this is what like most other computer games do, is that when they're on a season, they call that update, like every update in that season will be update 4-1, 4-2, 4-3. Yeah. So then like people immediately know what season we're in. So like they do this with League of Legends. So like I stopped playing when it was like season 5 or something, and now like they're on update like season 9.20 or something. So it's like season 9, they've had 20 updates or whatever it is. I'm making that number up, but they're way farther past. But it's cool because I know now like they're at season 9 and I left at season 5. So it's actually pretty nice because then you kind of know like,
yeah,
what, I don't know. I like that kind of system. So they're changing it to that. They might do this with console. We're on update number 8 or 9 on console right now. I think the most recent update was number 9 for a console. And that started once PUBG went live. So we've had 9 updates since PUBG went live. What did they call that? 1.0 launch in September of last year. Yeah. Once they went 1.0, which was in the beginning of September, we've had 9 updates.
Yeah. So we're kind of technically at 1.9 right now.
Yeah, we would be at 1.9. Or no, if it goes up, if it goes up the seasons, it would be different because we'd be on season 3. Yeah. So we're on update like 3. We've had how many updates since the season came out? Like 1 or 2. So we'd be on like 3.2 or 3.3 or 3.1, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of makes it the kind of way they do the like releases is like for software like 1.01 or.
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows what they're doing for it? They just called it 1.0 because it's like the actual main release. It's not like there's 2.0 yet. So
yeah, exactly.
Complete revamp.
Yeah. So with this update, there's crazy amount of changes. There's like they've buffed. I'm just gonna read through a bunch of these. I'm not gonna all of them, but they've buffed like the Kar 98. They've buffed the shotguns. It looked like they've increased the effective damage distance for SMGs, and then they've nerfed the M24, the barrel. Really? The barrel took a reduced damage. Aww. AKM, the Groza. So all 7.62 got like nerfed, but then also so did pretty much all of the rifles did too. Like the 5.56 M4,
really?
G36C, the QBZ, the SCAR, and the AUG all went down. And so all the ARs look like they got nerfed here just a little bit. Just by like the barrel went down 1 damage. The AKM and the Groza went down 2 damage per shot. And the AUG went down 2 damage per shot. So almost all the ARs
strong, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's weird. It's the same amount of damage per the Groza and the AKM both had 49 damage per bullet, but I think the Groza shoots faster. It does shoot faster than the AKM. Yeah. That's why it had a faster time to kill. So it's interesting. They moved it down to 47, but when they do this, it's kind of weird because when you like the math, you might be like, dude, why is the AKM getting a nerf? But it's really not like a major nerf because like if the Groza and the AKM do 49 damage, if you get hit by 2 shots, it's 98. It still doesn't kill you. Yeah. Right? You still need a 3rd shot. So if they move it to 47 times 2, it's just 94. So it's not like it's in each case, it still takes 3 shots for you to die from the AKM and the Groza. But I wonder what led them to make this decision, to change it just from like 1 or 2 damage points. I'm not really sure why. It'd be nice to see if they like elaborate on this in the future. And to me, this is like one of the first times where I've seen them do, if you read the patch notes, there's like a dozen bullets here of like weapons that they've changed, maybe even more. And I've just never seen PUBG do that many things in like one update. And you see a lot of competitive games do this when there's like one weapon being used. They'll like nerf that one weapon, but they went across the board here. So I'm not sure why they did that. Like to me, if they nerfed like the M4, that would make sense because that's everyone's favorite gun. So like nerf that one or the barrel. I don't know. But I'm going to keep it moving from there. There's a bunch of different things. Again, I'm not going to go over them where like they changed the health of a lot of the vehicles. One of the biggest ones is that they improved the health of the Tookshy because they want people to use it, but it still looks like it's going to suck.
It's probably going to still blow up.
Yeah, it's still going to blow. And then they made it. Oh, wow. I was talking about this on stream. I didn't notice this because I was so slow at the game, but they when I was playing PC, but they made it where you can move when you heal now, but not a lot. Like you can basically you're at the speed of like crawling when you can heal now.
That's a good idea.
What do you think? What do you think about that?
I don't mind it. I think it's good. It's nice to move a little bit, dude. You know,
it's just a very tiny movement, like very very slow.
Yeah, I don't think
and
it's
now
a bad
like
thing to move a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's fine. And now the I just hit my mic, so sorry if you guys heard that. The bandages now will auto heal. So like if you have 10 bandages and you're at like no health, once you start healing a bandage, they'll keep auto healing until you're back up to 75, or if you run out of bandages. So I like that because it was annoying having to hit the bandage button like 5 times in a row. Just little things that will help improve the game. And a bunch of blue zone changes, blah, 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 blah. The new radio marker system. Skipping over things that like, you know, aren't, I think, worth like me and Andrew like discussing here. But the next thing that is the vehicle, the radios in the vehicles, excuse me. Yeah. So let's, and then after this, I think that pretty much covers everything. And they've added a turntable to one of the buildings in Aragal, so you can play music in a building now.
Oh my God. Why?
So, yeah, this is weird. I didn't see this in Aragal, but apparently you can destroy it so people can't play music out of it. But so here's what happens. If you get in the vehicle, any vehicle in the game now on Aragal, and there's new, they remastered some of the vehicles as well, and there's a weapon skin for the UAZ now, so the vehicles look a little bit different. When you get in the vehicle for PC, if you hit F5, it turns the radio on. And then if you hit F6, it changes the radio station. So I don't know what it'll be for console. I'm sure maybe like a D-pad button or maybe something like that. Mm-hmm. And it plays music, but it's pretty loud. But once you're driving, you really can't hear it. But the thing is that like what you could do here is you could effectively, if you know someone's in a building, you could drive up to the building and you can turn up the radio with another button. You turn up the radio as loud as you can. You park the car outside their building, and then you start moving around, and they might not be able to hear your footsteps now because the radio keeps playing when you get out.
So I want to turn that off.
No, that's I guess they happen. I guess they want that to happen. I mean, that's part of. They made it where when you get out of the car, it keeps playing. It's really loud. Like you can hear it really loud inside of a building. I tested it out. Yeah. So I wanted to hear what you guys think in the stream, and anybody listening to this, and Andrew too. Like, what do you guys think about that? Like, I can't decide if it's cool and funny or if it's like too much. Like, is this kind of like they go too far?
It's not bad. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, I think it's a fun thing. Like hearing the music is hilarious, and driving to the PUBG theme song is like fantastic and stuff.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna add a lot of funny moments, but it definitely changes like the vibe of the game to me a little bit.
Yeah, they're kind of giving it a little bit different of a vibe, but I mean it's not a bad thing, I guess, to have some new things going on and give you some new tactical stuff. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Yeah, but making like an interactive map definitely takes it more in like a Fortnite area to me. But I think it's like they're not doing it in like a really weird way yet. Like it's still sticking to like the PUBG kind of lore. I mean, the DJ turntable is a little weird. Like that to me is a little strange.
Yeah.
But you know, I guess like in real life, like if you were in a battleground scenario, like you might use something like this to like, if you hear music, like a turntable in a building, you know someone's been in the building.
Yeah.
So, like, you can use it as an advantage. The people doing it could use it as a trap, or, you know, like there's some strategy involved with like doing this. Yeah, it's almost like throwing it like a decoy smoke or something, you know?
Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of strategy there for sure.
Yeah. So it would be interesting to see. This is, I mean, you could scroll through. There's so many things there. I mean, they're changing matchmaking. In the way the servers work. This was probably the biggest patch notes I've ever seen in PUBG.
It's extremely long, and there's a lot to go through.
Yeah, it's making me tired just look at it.
Yeah, no, it's like reading a short story.
Yeah, exactly.
Too much.
So, I think we can cap it here. We hit like about just a little over an hour. Oh. So, is there anything else you want to end on?
I think we touched on everything PUBG. It's a very PUBG episode. Well, besides, I guess, some of the in between that we kind of just randomly keyboard stuff.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's
typical, for sure.
Typical.
the next time we do the podcast, we got to talk about like Call of Duty. We got some like Halo news. There's a lot of stuff. I've been playing League of Legends again, so we'll talk about all that stuff. But because we know most of the people listening to this are PUBG, we wanted to cram this in for a PUBG episode. So
I'm in agreement. I think it worked out good. And then next
hopefully
kind of get on to the other, move to the other stuff for a little bit.
Yeah, for sure, man. And hopefully the audio works out. This will be good.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Again, thank you guys for sticking around, all the support. It was nice. Honestly, it was nice to know that people like cared about. Like, hey, where's the podcast? So I'm sorry that I'm sorry we missed last week, but it's nice to know that some people are enjoying it and listen to it at work and stuff like that. And I always say this, but I listen to so many podcasts, so I totally get it. I love podcasts and listening, and it's just such a great medium for when you're doing things, driving or cooking or cleaning. Like I listen to a podcast every time I'm cleaning the dishes or like my kitchen and stuff, like every time.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Usually do the
I love
same
it.
thing. I used to listen to it driving to work, so
yeah, it's really nice. So thank you guys for all the support. And Andrew, you want to hit him with it?
Thanks for joining us in the final circle.
All right, there you go, guys. All right, it was good. We'll see you guys next week for episode 31. And thank you to everyone who's listened. Adios, amigos.
Later.
Peace.